Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because it is a lot of Charles and I just kind of talking at the camera and processing our thoughts as we put in our first offer on a catamaran. So, spoiler alert, as of today, Charles and I do not own a boat. So clearly things didn't go as planned, but in the end, I think it worked out much better. Join us if you are interested to see all of the highs and all of the lows that go in to the process of putting in an offer for a boat, and then, inevitably coming to the conclusion that it's probably not the right one and you need to let it go. So if that's not your cup of tea, join us next time, and if it is, stay tuned.
'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your eyes and you'll see the way I see. 'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with me.
So I think we have some exciting news. Charles is in the shower and I cannot wait for him to get out. We saw a boat last night that we really liked online, and normally when we find boats, like, our broker's like, no, that's not a very good boat, you shouldn't want that one, which is why we have him. He actually sent it to us this morning, was like, this is a good boat, what do you guys think? We're like, holy crap, that's the one that we really liked. So he and Charles text back and forth for a while, and Charles tried to come in and tell me what they had said, but then he got a call and he's been on calls for the rest of the day. So I'm in the dark. I don't know what's going on. I'm so excited because I really like this boat. And it would just be really nice, after making no progress last week, to know, or to have like an option, just one option. I mean, I'm not asking for a lot. So I can't wait for Charles to get out and we can talk about it. And yeah, I don't know. It's just progress. Yay! Here you go.
Thank you.
Tell me everything.
Well, it's got pretty much everything we asked for. It's a Lagoon 420 in Stuart, Florida. The import duty has been paid, has generator and air conditioning and maple wood interior, and yeah, I mean, it checks every box that we've come up with so far. What do you want to know?
Okay. I want to know, well, what does he think about the price?
He says there's no way it sells for more than $365. He would go in at $340 and play and see what happens and play hardball at $365. We have to figure out if we're serious. Like, that's where we are now.
Okay, let's do a game. Hands behind the back on a scale of 1 to 5. How serious are you? With 5 being the most serious and 1 being the least serious on this boat. 3, 2, 1, go. Ah! High five. Yeah. Good boy.
I'm terrified.
Are you?
Always.
Why?
Because it's a big change.
I just realized how bad your hair was. Oh,
How did you not look at that?
I'm sorry.
I just got out of the
I
shower.
know, but I assumed that you would have looked at your hair.
It was wet.
Okay. Oh my god, we are so new at this.
Will says we should offer $340. I think it's a great price. He says there's no way it sells for more than $365.
Okay.
In order to make that happen, he sends a contract for e-signature, and then I wire 10% into his account in escrow.
Okay. Which we can get back.
Which we can get back, fully refundable as long as we cancel the contract within due diligence, which we'll have 3 weeks for.
Okay. Do you know what's in there?
Yeah, because we already recorded this.
But did we?
No.
If somebody forgets to press the record button,
Does not record.
do you actually
Is that like
count
if
it as
a
recording?
tree falls in the
Yeah.
forest thing?
Yeah.
Mm.
So we already tried to record this.
Cliff notes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with Cliff notes. It is 8 days after Charleston, or I went to Charleston, and we are going to put in an offer on that boat in Florida. It is listed for $389, and we are going to put in an offer for $330.
Things happening, waiting for money to be transferred from the bank so that we can put in our 10% with the offer. Is that all?
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Are we doing the right thing? Probably not, but what's the right thing? So at some point when I actually have to click the button, probably have a little bit of apprehension, but I'm pretty excited right now.
It's done.
You gotta let me sit down first.
I can't. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness.
It's done. Just signed the agreement, both of us, and got a note back from Will that it's been finalized. So we put in our first offer on a boat. Oh my God! I just want them to respond right now.
They're gonna say no.
I know. There's no way they're accepting that offer, but it's a good start off for the negotiations.
Yep.
I'm so excited. Now we wait. A lot of waiting. Okay. So it has been 2 days since we put in our offer on the Lagoon 420 down in Stuart, Florida, and the only thing that we've heard from our broker is that we went in too low. So we have been anxiously awaiting for the offer to expire so that we could decide what to do next or see if they were going to counter. And we just got a text back from the broker and haven't checked it yet. By the way, my mom's dogs go home in 2 days and I think we're ready. It's been a long trip.
You ready?
Yeah.
They verbally countered at $365, which they will never get. If you are comfortable with $355 as your final offer, I can send it over for signature this morning.
Holy moly. Okay, so $355 is $5,000 more than Charles and I discussed that we would want to go. That would be really exciting to have put in a final offer, and they could still say no. There's nothing saying they have to.
They could still say no.
Let's see, because let's do the math on this. They wanted $390.
Well, they listed at $390.
Right.
Who knows what they were expecting?
Right. They listed at $390, so that means they would be coming down.
35 grand.
I don't math. 35,000.
That'd be coming down 10%, which seems about right.
Yeah, let's go run the numbers. Let's go do it. Let's go check it out. We will let you know. We have decided that we are definitely going to move forward with putting in a counter offer on the Stuart, Florida 420 boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that doesn't work out and they don't want to play ball with us, then we have another boat that we're interested in South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So, major pros and cons of the 420 in Stuart. Do you want me to start?
Yep.
Okay. So, number one, it's in budget. It's under budget, actually. And for a boat that we really like the layout of and really like, just the look and feel of the boat. Number two, never been chartered and lightly used all by one owner. So that's a huge pro for me. And then number three is they did a lot of custom work in the owner's hull and put in a desk, which I think will be really good for Charles because while he is getting started and we're getting started on the boat, he's going to be working, and I just think it's nice for him to have a full desk, not just this little itty bitty area. So those are my three major pros about this boat that makes me want to move forward with it rather than another one, say the South Carolina one.
Number one con, it's a big, fat, heavy boat. It's a production cat, so it's never going to go 10, 12, 15 knots, but this is the biggest, fattest of all of the production cats. It also has a 21 kilowatt generator, which is massive, which is also heavy. So not only is it a big, heavy boat, it has a big, heavy generator on it. So just a little concerned about how well it will actually sail. The second con, which is related, is there's no bowsprit, which means we can't put a spinnaker on it, which means it's something we're going to have to add onto it. And I think once we do that, then the big, fat, heavy parts of the boat will be less important because we can get light wind sails and things like that put up. And the third biggest con is logistics. It's just a really busy time for us right now, and trying to survey the boat and move the boat all, within a shortened time frame is a concern of mine. It's not something that's insurmountable, but if the boat was in, let's just say, Charleston to begin with, it would be a much easier problem to overcome.
Yeah, we're trying to get all this done, but it's fall in Atlanta and it's the best time of year, really, and we just have so much going on that was planned before this boat became available. We have one of our best friends' birthday parties this weekend. Next weekend, we are going down to Helen, Georgia for Oktoberfest, and then we have the boat show the following weekend. So for the next 3 weeks, we're, just really busy, and yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to get the survey done, the sea trial done, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's just a lot to do, and I think logistics is probably the biggest con. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, right now we're gonna go back to our broker and tell him $350, $355. $350, $355.
I don't know. You know me. I want to go $350, but
$355.
all right.
And we'll let you know what they say. So it's been an entire week of going back and forth with the owner / broker for the boat in Stuart that we put the offer in on. Put an offer in at $350. $330, sorry, yeah. And they were not pleased with that, and they countered with $370. And then eventually we ended up landing on $360, which was definitely as high as Charles and I were willing to go.
They've just been kind of flaky at best. So we told them that if they would accept $360, that they would send us the contract instead of the other way around, because I didn't want to send them a $360 and then them come back at like $362 and start to nickel and dime the last little bit. And we really haven't heard from them since.
Well, they said they would.
Right. They said they would, but apparently they can't figure out how to send a contract.
Which does not bode well.
They also were unhappy with our timeline, which is about as fast as we can go, because right in the middle of it, we have the boat show, which means anyone who has anything to do with sailboats is going to be in Annapolis, and so we can't get a survey done until after the boat show. So we can't really up our timeline at all, but they wanted a faster timeline. We still haven't seen anything in writing from the seller, and
it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
I think, and so that prompted us to start looking at other boats again, and realized, I think, that there's just better options out there, which is upsetting. I think we got a little tunnel vision, which happens.
Well, I don't know. There are different options
Yeah.
out there. I don't necessarily know if they're better, but this is not the only option.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jess said, we did get some tunnel vision, and I think just with the flakiness of them, and it seems like they're going to be really difficult to work with, I think we're ready to move on. There's a couple of other boats out there. One is already pending in the Virgin Islands, which looks like a really good option if it happens to fall through. There's another one in Key Largo that doesn't have a generator, but it does have a bowsprit and some extra sails and things like that. So that's probably a wash.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we're not sure if we want a generator anyway. I don't think we're going to move forward with that boat, and that's disappointing.
Yeah. At some point during the week, we thought that like all the stars were aligning, and then it was like gonna, had a renter ready to move in on the day that we would take ownership of the boat, and contacted an estate sale person to come in and sell all the stuff in the house, and property management company. So we got a lot done in order to be able to hit the timeline of November 1st. So yeah,
So here we are. Like I said, probably gonna pass. Logistically, it makes things a little bit easier, but at the same time, still disappointing. At some point, it's never gonna be easy logistically to get everything done and time it all properly.
I just got my braces, the aligners that we were talking about. I just got them, and so it's like I feel like I'm lisping my S's a little bit. I'm not quite used to having them yet, but I'll get there. But you hear that? I didn't just develop a lisp. Well, I did, but and yeah, it's also like
Tune your strings and play your
I'm zoning out.
cards.
It's just because my mouth hurts.
Leave the words heat me like a game.
For the rest of the day,
of cards.
Jess has to make a dress. We're going to Oktoberfest in Helen next weekend. Jess is not ready.
Not.
Just gonna relax. And the interesting part, obviously, this is the way life always works, but I think the interesting part about me becoming extremely serious about leaving the house is I appreciate being here and relaxing. Such a nice house, such a nice area, and I'm just gonna enjoy it.
Yep. You want to go while we're here? Cheers. I'm just so pissed off.
There we go.
I'm just so angry, and this is classic Jess because there's no reason to be angry. Like something didn't work out, and like I know that in 20 or 30 minutes I will bubble back down and I will be at a normal level. But right now I am just angry at these people because I feel like we threw in a really good offer for their boat. I actually like because they have strung it out for so long, we finally came to the realization that we were willing to pay too much for that boat, especially when you look at like everything else on the market and everything that has sold. Really, we were willing to pay them so much more than we probably should have, and because they were just stringing us along and being irritating, like we finally realized that we were being stupid. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't be pissed. I should just be grateful. Still, ugh.
How angry would you say you are?
You know, I felt like all the pieces were getting into place, and now I feel like they're everywhere, and I feel like I'm starting over, and that's okay, because when things fall apart, you know, it's for a reason. I do believe that. I'm just
I had a little anxiety this week, so
yeah.
Jess is annoyed and I'm relieved. So obviously there was something about it that was nagging at me that I didn't like, and I still couldn't tell you what it is, but I'm a little relieved that I think we're on the same page at this point.
Let's go shopping.